Okay, that time again.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to
IR13.
Lucky for some, the baker's dozen, and I'm baking as we speak.
And it hasn't been very lucky so far.
It hasn't. It hasn't been lucky. So I'm making some cinnamon rolls, cinnamon swirls. It looks more like cinnamon milkshake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't look. So we're starting that again.
Another batch got in.
Yeah, another batch has got in, and I think there's some less water.
Well, let's hope that's the bad luck.
Yeah,
for,
and that's
for this episode.
This week's cooking show. I've been done with. Following on from our hotly disliked segment of "Let's look at your collection," which
did that not really catch on?
No, it didn't catch on. So we're going to do.
So
baking.
what are we doing today?
We
Other
are
than baking.
Yeah, we are. We are going to look at Action Pack 14, which
Brilliant.
I'm excited about.
Yeah.
We've got a great one board that we're going to be playing with today.
Yes.
We're going to look at all the scenarios from that pack. We'll take a few anyway. At least.
Yeah.
We'll take a go. We are going to give away a pack. We're going to give away a March Madness or From the Cellar pack.
Because we have got
26 patrons now,
wow.
So that's excellent. So thank you very much. We're going to go through all the new patrons. So I'm going to give them all a roll call now, if you like. So we have Andrew, thank you. We have Damien, thank you. Ken, thanks. Kevin, thank you. Ron, Rigmore, Maelstrom, thanks. That was not his real name, I don't think. I wasn't reading that.
What was the name?
Rigmore Malstein.
But it might be his real name.
It might be. Maybe he's got a fake. Yeah, I don't know.
Insulting.
Okay, anyway, no, we're not insulting. Teddy, thank you, and Tom, thank you. So thank you very much.
Roll of honour.
Absolutely. We are going to give, and so one of those guys got in this morning, which is very good timing.
Very good timing.
Because we're going to give away like a pack, as I said. We're going to roll off for that in a minute, just after we do our top fives and bits and pieces. We'll be in touch with you, whoever wins. Pick a pack. We'll pick one up as well if we haven't got one.
They need to send us an address, is that
They will do, yeah, they will do. Yeah, I'll send them an email and get in touch.
And have we managed to deliver the one?
Yeah. I haven't heard if Chris got his copy.
But we got the address and
it's been sent off. So fingers crossed for that.
Yeah.
And so we'll send off a pack and that'll be that. And then we'll also ask them to pick a scenario and then we'll play that scenario as well.
Right, so the winner tonight gets to pick a scenario for us.
Yes.
Excellent.
So they can be as mean as they like.
They can give us a real horrible one.
Yeah.
One they don't fancy themselves.
Exactly, unbalanced, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Massive. Take the whole week.
Exactly. We'll do a feature length Illuminating rounds. Okay, so what have you been up to this week?
Well, I didn't get to play Martin.
You didn't?
No, I had another appointment, another engagement on Monday night, which was so I couldn't play him. But I have been very busy.
Yes. Playtesting
the scenario that
so
I designed.
The patrons, if you didn't know, and I didn't realise, I thought this was going to actually send you guys all an email. It didn't, but I put a post up with the playtest version of the scenario that we playtested on Sunday night on Vassal. A few people popped in and said hi, so thank you again. There was Stu and there was
Rich,
Rob.
And there was Rob.
And there was a few popped in. They came, they swiped the scenario, they dashed off again, but that's absolutely fine. So that was very interesting, and we've got we've made some changes
it's quite a lot of changes. So it was very much a first draft, wasn't it? But,
absolutely.
Certainly very interesting.
It played well. We certainly had some fun with it. It was actually I enjoyed playtesting because you can kind of don't care about the bad guys. You kind of don't care about.
It's totally different, isn't it?
It is. You didn't mind,
and when we thought you could have done with an extra leader, I said, well,
materialise it.
Have another leader.
It's like a Star Trek style. Down he came. He swung the course a little bit. So there is now a newer version of that on the Patreon's post. So if you go to Patreon, check on our page. For those that are patrons, you can at any level, you can jump in and you can download that scenario and playtest it for us. We're going to playtest it again.
Yeah, there's version 4, I think, there at the moment.
Yeah, version 4, 0.4 or 0.4 or something. But so absolutely. So please do playtest it. Just set it up, put a camera out, push it around.
Very welcome. Feedback would be certainly appreciated.
I think the secret, for playtesting is just as much feedback as possible. So if you set it up and you think this, the Germans don't stand a chance, let us know. Because that helps us. Yeah, exactly. Even if it looks like it's unbalanced, because then we can kind of focus on that. Because I think we both took a look at it and we felt like at the time before we started, it favoured the Germans, didn't it?
That's right.
Then you told me when you got here today, it should have been 5, not 4 victory points.
That's correct. Yeah,
that would have made it.
That balances it a lot, I think.
So we don't know quite where.
So with the fine tuning, there's a fair bit of fine tuning to do there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So please do take a look at it, have a look at the PDF, and give some feedback. Play it if you want to. If not, play along with the scenario we're going to play today.
Yeah.
Or if you've seen any of the scenarios in the previous episodes, please play with those if you're not sure what to play with your regular partner, and drop a comment on that as well, and let us know what that was all about as well, because that'd be
brilliant.
Yeah, I think the more kind of conversations we have around scenarios, the better. Okay.
So what else are we doing tonight?
So we are going to play a scenario from the Action Pack 14. We're going to talk about our top 5 annoyances of ASL.
That's right.
This feels bad. I don't like to complain about any of my children or ASL. So this is tongue in cheek, but it's there's an element of nugget.
There's a little bit of truth in them.
Yeah,
but of course we're in a very special place as well tonight.
Oh, where we are. Sorry, I thought you meant me and you. Like you can propose. I was like,
I mean, I'd come to France and the North Coast in the summer.
Yes, yeah.
But it's a winter, but it's still nice. We're in Saint-Lambert.
Okay.
Sur Dive.
Very good. I'm struggling to pronounce bocage, and you're going for the full French. Okay.
So, Normandy.
Yeah. So what does that mean? That means bocage. It means generally the D-Day stuff, doesn't it? It's the Canadians on the attack.
It is indeed, yeah.
And sometimes a little bit underrepresented in ASL. I'm sure they did an awful lot. I don't think a lot of Canadians. I think we just muddle them up with the British and think that.
I sometimes think they should have their own colour, because I think we do get them muddled up.
Yeah.
It's all very well saying Commonwealth, but they are Canadians, aren't they? Yeah.
It does. I'm sure if I was Canadian,
you would feel that they should have their own
I'd be a
colour.
nicer person as well, I like to think. I think the Canadians have that.
But the Australians, the New Zealanders, you get the same road, their own colour?
Yeah, they can have a different colour as well if they want. I don't mind. We put little hats on them, whatever. Yeah, that's what they all have different colours.
Yeah.
So that's that. And what else? We do anything else? I think that's enough, isn't it?
I think that's enough.
All right. So top 5s.
Top 5s.
Okay. Top 5 annoying things about ASL.
Yes.
So my number 5 is actually higher up on your list, so I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay. So do we go to my number 5?
Yeah,
I'm a bit confused by the process here. Okay.
You got number 5.
So this is just how fiddly the counters can be sometimes.
Okay.
You can get quite busy on the board, can't it? I haven't got massively fat fingers or anything like that, but it can be quite fiddly and quite annoying. But sometimes you're playing somebody with just massive tree trunk fingers.
I've heard that Donald Trump is very good.
You think he's very good at this? So it can be a nightmare. I sometimes think maybe deluxe boards, especially as we're the whole everybody's aging. Deluxe boards, bigger counters.
It's horrible when you've got a few concealed stacks and there's a few dummies out there.
Yeah.
And you start to, do the kind of switch around, and either, and I've certainly seen it, counters ping out. There goes the dummy counter,
and occasionally knocking everything else over, doesn't it? That's where. Do you remember where this squad was? No,
that's a special kind of advance. That's the.
It's not a big gripe. It's number 5, but there are times when I'm a bit irritated by the fiddliness.
And playing Vassal, there's also a little bit of fiddliness where you have to sometimes unconceal one unit, or you have to put a concealment counter on top, and suddenly you get too many concealment counters. There's always something that goes wrong with my stacks. And
I think if you right click and conceal a stack, you get a counter under every on top of every unit.
Okay. Yeah, there's also, I'm sure there's some shortcuts that we need to learn there, but it always seems like you can't avoid that kind of fiddliness somehow with counters.
I think that's right.
And have you tried to, when you pick up a counter, you try to place it in the middle of a stack in Vassal, not in real life, because that's very hard. But then you suddenly start dropping it 4 hexes away, and your opponent thinks, "What on earth are you doing?" And you're actually on your screen. It's very close. It's centimeters away, millimeters away from where it should be. But then it's dropping all over the place. So that's that.
Absolutely.
I agree with that. All right. So my number 4, very similar to this. Trying to check a line of sight when you haven't got a duplicate board.
That is similar, isn't it?
And you're trying to string it, and you've got to remove like maybe 4 or 5 stacks of units,
and then not remember where they went. Accidentally reveal your opponents.
You do that thing like where you have the piano wire,
and
you kind of ping it over, and then again things start to move or flick off.
The thing is, when you end up getting the string out, it's because it's tight, isn't it? So you can't even sort of just line it up and kind of judge it like that, because you probably could have done that by sight.
Double set of boards does feel like a nice luxury for that.
It is a luxury, isn't it? When we're rich, we'll have like a
not someone that's going to do it. He's going to do it. So just shout at them.
Q5 to P6 level 2.
He's got all the overlays set up, everything. Because that's the other thing as well, where Vassal struggles sometimes because they've got all the line of sights all laid out and they've got it all. But it also says, well, there's an overlay here. All bets are off here. I'm not quite
that's
sure.
That's right. Can't do overlays, can it?
I'd feel like they'd be the same.
It can do levels. It's quite.
It's very clever.
It's clever.
But I feel like our butler would have the same problem unless we had 2 sets of overlays as well. That's a lot of work, isn't it? All right, okay. Your number 4.
So my number 4 is how some aspects of it can sometimes feel like work as a hobby.
Okay.
'Cause, I mean, I love ASL. Don't get me wrong. I'm happiest when I'm playing ASL. There's almost nothing else I can think of that makes me happier.
Right.
But sometimes you come home from work and you're tired. You've got to get dinner on. The house is a bit untidy, and you're playing someone in an hour, and you've got to be set up.
Yep.
It can actually feel a bit like work. It's kind of, oh, great. Then you've got to look the rule up. And
there was that post. I don't know if you saw this on Facebook, and it said, "Guys, I'm struggling with the ASL, with the amount of cleaning and cooking I've got to do. So I decided I'm going to put it all up for sale.
Yes.
Any takers? Pot £10, saucepan £15, dishwasher.
That's the way to go, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah, exactly. That was very funny. But no, I hear you, and I think sometimes when you've got to look up, for example, rules, like if, for example, we're playing Bocage, we've got to look those rules up.
Yeah.
Now, you know, I'll mention this now, but it should mention it again later on. The play aids that you can get online, and in particular the Texas guys have done so many good play aids.
Yeah.
We downloaded the Bocage play sheet, cheat sheet from the
Took us
site.
30 seconds to read through that and check we knew.
Absolutely, yeah. And now we are like experts.
We're
on
experts.
Bocage,
In fact, any questions?
Martin's. Yeah, someone else will answer all the comments below. Yeah, excellent. No, that's very true. Okay, all right. My number
4.
No,
3.
Yeah,
3.
My number 3. I don't know if this will anger some people. We just have to. We can speak loudly about it anyway. American Sign Language. So you can't search for anything ASL without getting American Sign Language all over it.
Yeah.
And you made a point. Even if you search for ASL Normandy, you get some American Sign Language trip to Normandy.
Exactly. Yeah. It happened to me. Yeah.
Was it good? Did you enjoy the trip?
Well, those beaches.
Yeah,
you know,
it was quiet, wasn't it?
They were.
Yeah. I think if only that those guys could have picked a different acronym, because I kind of feel like we.
When you say those guys, do you mean
the ASL?
The ASL. The advanced squad leader people.
The sign language. Well, no, the sign language.
The sign language people.
Yeah, I feel like we were here.
I mean, there's a lot of letters they could have used.
Yeah. I think just to add an extra one.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know.
No, it's not. I can live with it.
Can you?
I can live with it, but I just want to know what ASL is.
You got upset because there was a Mark Barker turned up on the Facebook that was similar but not the same name as you.
Just confused me. I thought I joined again.
Under a different pseudonym. He saw the counter and thought he changed his name.
That's what's happened. There is a Sergeant Barker, though. It's not named after me, but there is a Sergeant Barker.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, you're number 3.
So counter storage.
Yep.
Because I think some people really enjoy the whole thing of organising.
And this was my one as well. This was in terms of how to store certain counters.
That's right. So if they're not if they don't come in the main modules, they're often awkward to store, aren't they?
So I've got that German for a story I'll tell in a minute. The German vehicle that's got this little scout car, a little armoured car that's got the PSK as a main armament. I don't know. Do you know what? I think it might be one of the Waffen SS packs or something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know where to store it. I don't know. So it goes into a little pot all on its own. Yeah. And I've got a lot of other counters in that kind of pot. It's growing.
The other thing is to say, you buy things, and of course you'll get 24 first line German squads in it, and that's great because it'll all be perfect and neat and everything. But now I've got German squads of every shade of blue now.
Well, do you know something? So today I've got some German counters, official German counters that have red text on them.
Yeah.
So it's Operation Veritable. I don't know why they have red text on them, but I'm trying the leaders out to see if they've performed any better this week. And I've given you Sergeant Barker because he's the.
Yes.
You've got your. Is he 8-1? Is he?
He's an 8-1. Yeah.
So he's on the Canadian side. See how he's going to go. I'll have his sniper bait for him, I'm sure. I'm intrigued to see if I get the choice of taking your 10-2 or your 8-1 out today with a sniper.
Which would break me the most.
Yeah.
But the viewers ought to know that you, when we used to play Vassal, used to name your tanks with my children's names. So any kind of sort of any kind of warfare of that kind,
the lines have been drawn already, haven't they?
We've already crossed all decent lines of decency. Okay, so number 2.
All right, so number 2 is the lack of good ASL utility applications. So I remember back in the day when we had it was the ASL helper application. There was some support assistant, computer assistance program, which was pretty good. There isn't anything that I found on the App Store that can help. So I'm thinking about actually writing one. And maybe if I get enough enthusiasm for that, I'll actually write one and we can do something. I've got the idea where we could both log into a game at the same time, and I can roll dice and you'll see the dice appear on your iPad. Now I love rolling dice, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't mind. I love the idea of kind of tracking all the stats and things like that as well. I like the Vassal stats; they're great. What did you roll? What was your average?
To be fair,
just
that
over
was
5, was it? just
it was just over 5.
Just over
Yours was
5.
About 8, wasn't it? To be fair, mine was on a very small number of roll because
You can roll low and small numbers, but no. So I do like the idea of having like.
I just like the fact that you never bring that up. You never bitch about that.
Very quiet. I'm very good. I'm very good. Yeah, I'm almost over it. My therapy group has told me to talk about these issues.
I remember you before they had that on Vassal. You writing a little
we talked about this. We've talked about it before.
Yeah, on this.
Yeah, because I showed the screen where I'm the worst roller. So these guys know that already.
Okay.
You don't have to. Sorry. No. It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, okay. Yeah. But that's so lack of utilities for ASL, and maybe there's a bit of room for us to kind of come up with one and see if we can write something. And I don't know if people would like that. I mean, would you play ASL with an app next to you rather than dice? Would that be something that's?
I don't see why.
It's a nice tangible thing. It feels
inconvenient, does it?
No. Yeah. Okay. Maybe. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So is this my number 2?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think the rule book is wonderful, but there are times when I'm not really bright enough. I'm scratching my head trying to kind of it's just a complex legalistic language, and then in any case it refers to 3 other places in the rule book, and you need to read another place it doesn't refer to for it all to make sense. And there are times when I'm scratching my head and confused, and someone will just say to me, you just got to roll like 2 or less on one die. Okay, right. I can do that.
But does it, I hate the thing, and the rules say, if you can't decide or whatever, roll a dice, carry on. That's something makes me crawl a little bit.
I don't think we ever do that.
No,
I think maybe we have, but it's certainly not very common.
I don't like it. No. I'd rather sit there and treacle my way through these rules to get to something where at least I feel like it might be right.
Yeah.
Just because it feels wrong to cheat the system like that. Someone's gone to the effort of giving you the rules, and someone else will read it, and it's crystal clear to them, isn't it? But
that's right. I mean, there are people who I think are geniuses when it comes to understanding the rules. Is it Klaus?
Yeah, Klaus Straw, is it?
Yeah.
He's quick as well.
He's very quick.
That guy has a service that is he could charge out for that service.
Yeah.
In fact, the guy that I want him to do our line of sight checks. If we become those millionaires, get Klaus just to do line of sight checks, because they will be good sight checks.
They would be perfectly sight checks. There's no doubt about that.
Every now and again we can throw in the rules throw in like a fish, like a seal.
I don't think it normally would take us very long to be checking with Klaus on a rule.
But we wouldn't need to ask very often. But just every now and again, keep him interested in the game. just out of interest, Klaus. If there was snow and bocage.
And Perry.
Perry,
Perry's the official.
Now the trouble with Perry,
semi-official,
very official.
Perry is official.
He's the final word.
Yeah.
But I think the trouble with Perry is there's no wiggle room with Perry. I like to feel with Klaus, if we beg, he might change his mind, or he might say, ask Perry.
Yeah.
But if we had Perry here,
would he be interested in a job?
We can offer
measuring lines of sight.
Do you know what? We can put the sign.
Do you know what? They can both apply.
Okay.
We'll get the one that's most impressive.
Okay.
Yeah.
We mustn't be discriminatory.
No, absolutely not. Right.
All right. My number 1.
Not your number 1.
Let me tell you a story.
Okay.
Martin. Okay. So on Saturday, I was working on the archive. I was doing some good work on the archive. I got the email back up and running. I'm going to milk this for its worth. But I was doing a lot of work. So I got the email system back up and running. I was doing this. I was working on my study. And what I like to do is I like to have my counters next to me. And every now and again, if I get a little bit bored of the coding, or I've got a bit of a problem, and I just clip a few counters and then just put them back in. It's quite nice.
Shut your mind down.
Yeah, exactly.
A bit of a break. You go back to the solution.
Okay. So Nicole, my partner, came in and she was hoovering, and I was in a great mood. I was genuinely in a great mood. And I felt like, this is good, people are hoovering around me, I'm doing my counters, I've got my code in, it's Saturday afternoon, it's nice. And so I jumped up to let her hoover underneath me, because I had been clipping counters, and you know what it's like.
And you feel like you're contributing to the...
I did a lot. Yeah. say I didn't help. She didn't have to ask me to move my feet or anything. I did it without being asked.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got up and I swung my chair around to help out, to give her the space to get those counter clippings up. And I knocked my box of counters off, and it was the Waffen SS across the whole floor.
Wow.
And I genuinely had this moment of, oh, I know how much work that is. That's horrible. And Nicole just said, oh, don't worry, I'll help. And she had no idea how much work that was to do. Yeah. And I didn't swear. I didn't. It was my fault, even though I kind of think it wasn't really my fault, because if it hadn't been her hoovering, it wouldn't have happened. Yeah. But so I
mind you, she probably wouldn't have been hoovering if there weren't counter clippings all over the floor.
She didn't know that. You don't tell her. I tell her that counter clipper collects them all at the bottom.
Yeah.
It doesn't. They just fall out. But I didn't realise that for a long time. They just fall out. So until I got sort of...
To be fair, she doesn't get involved in your hobby, and you don't...
Don't touch the hoover.
Do you know, it's kind of works, doesn't it?
Absolutely works. So so I had to... Now, to be fair to her, she sat down with me for 2 hours and helped me.
Wow.
And it was so sweet because...
She's a keeper, isn't she? Do you know what? I've had my doubts, mate, but, she's a keeper.
Well, until I tell you how she thought she had to stack them, which was just by movement points, by movement points only. So she was going to put all the 14s, all the 15s, all the 16s together. I had to crush that dream very quickly. So she had the magnifying glass out. I had her 2 hours doing it, and she did it very willingly, and I got them all back in again. But so it brings up my point about reorganising your counters when, for example, you've just said, like, this isn't quite working. I know you've talked about it with your vehicle.
I started reorganising them.
Okay. It is a bit of a chore. It's a bit
of a chore, but
and you never feel like you quite got it right. But that's my number one. So what about you for your number one?
Well, my number one is how normal people respond to finding out what my hobby is. Because, you see, I've got this theory that like football or soccer or whatever is cool. Everyone thinks that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay?
You can get away with
you're into
saying,
football. Yeah. You say to people say, well, you do, I'm going to go to the match on Saturday. Yeah. Everyone thinks,
it's also it's a conversational lubricant. You can jump in there and you can have a little chat with people.
But I think that's just as nerdy as ASL. It's just happens to be that everybody thinks it's cool. Do you know what I mean? It's no different. It's not really any different. So anyway, people react. In fact, the kindest reaction I ever had from a normal person was they said to me,
Muggle.
Yeah. He said to me, I guess it's really more about the social side, isn't it? You kind of get together with a few other guys, have a few drinks. I was going, not really. No,
I don't really like this.
I actually really like this game.
Have you seen these nerds that I play with?
Yeah. And after that, people stay. They don't bring their children round.
No.
It's not a good reaction. And I did. I was dated somebody for a couple of dates or something like that, and we were getting on really well. And I sent her a picture of a game I was playing with Derek just for a laugh, really.
What game were you playing with Derek?
ASL.
Oh, okay. I didn't know where this was going.
ASL.
Okay.
And I didn't really hear.
Didn't hear back from her.
No.
Really?
I think I got a text.
I
think I got a text 2 or 3 days later saying sorry I hadn't been in touch, and that was the last I heard of her. Yeah.
Well, okay. So I went to ASL, as you know, for 2010. I got a plane from London to Ohio, and I sat next to a very pretty girl next to me, and she said to me, "Oh, you're going to Ohio? What's that for?" And I kind of said, "Oh." Going to a board game competition. So she assumed that I was like the world champion because I was flying from London. I don't think I really dissuaded her from that because I didn't want to say I'm actually just a pretty average player. Really. I don't think I'm going to win many games because that felt pretty bad. But that's a dogfight going on outside. A literal dogfight.
Perfect.
So if you hear the dogs barking, don't worry. It's just a park outside. The dogs are having some fun.
Yeah.
But so you're right. Telling people. And when I played Magic, I went to Vegas once.
Yeah.
And I got away with at work saying to people, "I'm going to Vegas to play cards," and that kind of worked a little bit.
Yeah.
If you say I'm going to America to gun down some tanks.
Yeah.
They're making some phone calls, aren't they?
Yes.
You'll get called off that plane at some point. Anyway, excellent. All right, but that's our 5 complaints. All right.
Complaints, yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, so time now to roll for who's going to win the March Madness or From the Slot Pack.
I've been looking forward to this. I'm excited.
We'll look it then.
Can we take Indy out?
You still can't take it. Oh, you can take him out if you want to, but not like that. Okay, all right, here we go.
Okay.
Okay, so here's Martin ready to go. He's the official adjudicator of the giveaway here.
Check that everything's done fairly.
Okay, good. Right, so we've got here 13 dice that are all numbered, and they are numbered according to your patron. So I'm going to read out your patron names, and then Martin's going to roll one set of 13 and then another set of 13. We're going to find out who is the winner of each semi-final, and then we'll roll them off. So very quickly, just so you know who to cheer on for, we've got from numbers 1 to 13, we've got Andrew, Benjamin, Brian, Chris, Damien, David G, David M, Indy, Jason, Jim, Ken, Kevin and Lester. So those are the first 13 guys there.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Shall I roll?
Please do.
Okay.
So we're looking for the lowest numbers. Any low numbers we will keep.
And the high numbers, we're going to take out and roll again.
That's right, yeah.
Wow, there's a lot of sixes there.
So we want the ones. We only want the ones.
Okay, so
let's take the 3 ones out. And then we're going to roll those guys again to get one winner. Take all the others out. I'll just speed this back.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay. So here we go. Keep going. Oh wait, actually, we didn't tell who that was in.
All right. Okay.
Let's help people know who's in there.
Okay.
So who have we got? We've got. Just read out the numbers for me.
Okay. We have got number 4.
It's Chris.
Number 11.
That is Ken.
And I think that's 7. Is that
that's
7?
A 7. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and that is David M.
Excellent.
So okay, so those 3 keep going.
Roll again.
Yeah, roll again. We've got one winner in there.
We got one winner.
Okay, and that is
number 7.
Number 7 is David M.
Okay.
So David, you're the semi-final. Okay, we're going to roll now for the second semi-final. So David M is in the final. So all those dice again. So this time we've got ML is number 1. We've got Mikhail S is number 2. Paco number 3. Preston number 4. Rand number 5. Randy number 6. Rigmore Malstein number 7. Rob is number 8. 9 is Teddy. 10 is Tom. 11 is Tom R. So 10 is Tom M. 11 is Tom R. And 12 is Zeke. And 13 is Nick. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so we have one.
Number is?
Smudge.
Yes, number 8 is that. That is Rob. So, okay, we've got a final now. So we've got a final between Rob and David M.
Okay.
So this time we can do...
Colours?
Yeah, we've got 2 different colour dice. You've got red and white there, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, Martin, pick a red and a white. So red is Rob.
Red is Rob.
Red is Rob.
Yeah, Rob.
Okay, so Rob is red. Lowest number wins.
Okay.
Here we go.
It's
Rob.
Rob.
Okay, so Rob, we know who you are. We're going to be in touch, and you're going to be buying. We're going to buy for you a pack. And Martin, say congratulations.
And I can congratulations. I can verify that was done completely fairly.
Good stuff. Okay, so let's talk Action Pack 14. So I guess before we even get into the details, we've talked before about Action Pack 13. These are, we think, almost must-buy products because of the boards predominantly.
For the boards, if for no other reason.
Yeah. This is $32 or so. So reasonably expensive based on 12 scenarios, 2 boards. Arguably, well, actually, I take that back. With the 2 boards, it's actually quite good value, isn't it? I think the boards push prices up. When we think of a scenario pack of 10 to 12 scenarios, maybe being $20 seems to be about the price around that.
A little bit more, and you're getting boards
right.
as well.
Yeah, exactly. So reasonable price.
And it certainly seems to me the case that when we were playing regularly, and we're kind of back playing regularly again now. Yep. When something like this came out, we'd pretty much play them all.
And they're all generally worth playing, aren't they? That's the other thing.
Yeah.
I remember when the action packs very first came out, you didn't get very many scenarios at all, did you? It was like 2 or 3 that was boards.
Right,
so it's great to see more scenarios now come into the thing. And I've got to say, the boards look amazing. I mean, let's
they're great boards.
So we've got double wide board and we've got a geomorphic board. The double wide one we're going to be playing on today, 12 A and B. It's a village with roads coming in.
It's very kind of they're sort of radial, aren't they? You can't do that on the old style. Boards, and that says to me, key transport hub, bit of fighting for.
And it's almost and today's scenario, you're almost able to attack 2 edges.
That's right.
It seems to be like this board is absolutely set up for defend. The central sort of tenet any way you can really. Really does look good. Do you think it suits the bocage in terms of how it looks?
Well, you've got the small fields and things on there, haven't you? I think it's been designed with that in mind. I mean, it comes with a board which clearly sort of looks like a bockage board. I mean, it looks exactly the same as any other hedge, but when you've got those fields, and I think that's that sort of bockage feel. Yeah, I think it does. Yeah.
The whole lots of stone buildings in the middle. I would have expected this perhaps to be more wooden buildings, just from an aesthetics point of view. If it's a bit more farmland, it seems like.
I think Normandy, they're stone buildings. It's famous for stone farmhouses and things like that. So it works.
And that gully is quite a gully, isn't it? It's a gully of a. It's a grown-up's gully, isn't it? It goes the entire length of two edges.
Yeah.
I wonder how much that's going to come into play, and whether that's just more for.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to come into a lot of play today.
No.
But I mean, you've got somewhere to take cover just before you assault the town, haven't you? If you were attacking from a different direction. Yeah. Which is interesting. And of course, you've got the crest status, so you can.
You love crest status. Oh. You love a crest status. you got it out in our playtest the other day.
I did.
Pretty crest status. Yeah. That's your favourite signature. That and attacking when you're on defence is your signature moves. That's how I get to.
Always backfires.
You love it. No. It's doing well at the moment. Okay. So it looks like an interesting board, and I'm going to see it for the first time ever for us. Today being played, so that's good. Board 84.
Now that's an obvious bockage board, isn't it? In terms of you say boccage. I say bockage. I have no idea what's right. But there's some boards back in sort of 60s, isn't there? 64, 65. They're all very like this. The only thing is there isn't this kind of substantial hill in the middle of any board. I think the official. Yeah,
it's nice, isn't it? So you can obviously use both ends of it, to different effect. It's quite a nice a board to be able to it's a versatile board. I think is what I'm trying to say there.
Yeah.
And you can certainly see almost there's some PTO situations as well where I could see this being used just for the idea of like a nice hill with a little bit of the gullies and the woods around it. So
I'm sure that I shall defend or attack that hill at some point in my life.
You will. You'll definitely be doing that. So what about the scenarios then?
Right. Well, there's a whole mix here. A lot of them are bockage, aren't they? An awful lot of them are bockage. One features the new newish deluxe boards.
The bonus pack 9. Three of those boards.
Yeah, so not that new, but nonetheless. Yeah. And a feature is these purchase options.
Right. Yep.
Which are several scenarios.
We talked about it a little bit last week. And we got it today as well. So I love the idea of this because I think A, it gives you that little bit of versatility, but B, it stops the counters. The guys that like to count the number of counters. Yeah,
exactly what I did a couple of weeks ago.
Figured out exactly what I had. You knew where everything was.
I
sat there and tried not to smile as you got it exactly right.
I tried to do it tonight and I couldn't because of your purchase options and the possibility of deploying and the possibility of throwing away concealment counters and things like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not brave enough to do that.
By the way, that is a move we should talk about. If people throw away a concealment counter, that is great. If you're playing against someone that knows what they're doing and you throw one away,
throws them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think we did it a little while when we were playing a lot. And I seem to remember you getting one a little bit wrong and me thinking this is my finest moment in ASL. I've peaked here. But that's cool.
So do you want
let's go through a few. Yeah.
Well, the one we talked about offline was the parachute drop.
Parachute drop with everything, was it? So
the parachute drop with everything. That's a good way of putting it.
So this is a night scenario.
Yes.
Paradrop.
Yes.
There's a convoy involved. There is the great rule I like about. Yeah, you're gonna keep looking for it. It's. Okay,
so the clue is in the title, isn't it?
It is. So so it's got everything in it. It's got that, but I also love the idea of the support weapons coming out of the support weapon pool. So you're not actually quite sure what you're grabbing. And we talked about this a little bit before about whether this was an actual rule. It looks like it's an optional rule for paradrops. So you've got you guys are dropping down. You're not quite sure what you're going to pick up. So the plan's out the window almost from the start, isn't it?
I see. Right.
So you've got that kind of set up. It looks like a really interesting set of boards as well. So you've got 2 of the double wides, you've got 2 of the edge boards.
Very interesting. Of course, the parachute drop, they can be all over the place.
That's right. Yeah, you've got some drop zones done, so there's going to be some randomness, and I know that there's
quite a bit of randomness,
a bit of a distribution as well.
Now this is the 101st Airborne Division, isn't it? The landing, trying to take out some anti-aircraft guns in some Mare du Mont.
Yep.
And it's at night, so they're going to land all over the place, and then they're going to. But the guns have to fire every turn, so there'll be a gun flash.
Gun flashes, yeah.
So they can be like heading towards them.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, it does look good. So it's going to be a real test, and we will play it. We definitely will play this one. I think this is.
I've done parachute drops. I've done night, but I definitely haven't done them together. So I think it's going to be.
And when we play this, it'll give me an opportunity to show your last game that we played with the convoy, which Barkman's Corner. I'll play. I won't play now. I'll play when we play.
Barkman's Corner is the most humiliating thing on the internet that exists about me. So
That's not bad. That's not bad. Not many people could say that, but it was pretty humiliating. It was the most brutal.
You put it
stuff.
to music.
I did.
Yeah.
We'll play it next time.
We've got to play it next time.
We'll play it next time. We play the scenario.
I forgot there was a convoy in this. Yeah. Yeah. All the German vehicles coming in convoy. Yeah. So I think that's certainly interesting. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we can talk about a few of these. So To the Hard Way. Another little pun there. More purchases that you can make.
Yes.
It's a couple of overlays, but it's an absolute dream of someone who's going to set up fortifications.
I like fortifications.
Yeah. And I know you enjoy this kind of laying this puzzle out and sitting back and then watching my face moan and groan and with my head in my hands. I can't do this. I can't do that.
I like the way that you can kind of a lot of it can start unrevealed and gradually becomes revealed. So yeah, you commit to one particular thing and then your opponent realises that it's coming. Yeah, there's a gun there and everything. Yeah,
and that's exactly so. You start in one direction, don't you? I'll fall into this trap completely.
Yeah. Or not, of course. That's the only problem. When you set up in a static way, to some extent, you're committed to the defence, aren't you? And,
what I like best is when you set up and then you've got a concealed unit that your opponent thinks is a dummy, and they bring their entire force on. Don't know where I'm going to come on with that, but anyway, let's get on with
this. May be one of the shortest games we've ever played.
We're going to talk about that in the next one.
Okay.
That's
great.
This looks really good, doesn't it? From a setup point of view, it looks like a good fun to set it up.
Death Takes a Toll is the one on the new-ish
Deluxe Sports. Yeah, exactly. Fairly standard in terms of just infantry, flamethrowers and a mortar.
Yes.
But looks all right. Looks playable. I mean, I think we're going to say that all of these, a lot of these are Pete Shelling designs, and I think they're all Pete Shelling.
I think they may all be.
So Pete is phenomenally good as a designer. I mean, he's just the difference of the number of scenarios he creates, and I'm sure they've got a good set of playtesting guys behind them as well. But
do you know there isn't really one here that I wouldn't just play if we were going to play tonight and we had to pick something. In some packs I think something's too big or something's too small. The only thing that I might possibly want to run up to is the parachute drops, because I might want to read up on those. But everything else is just looking. You could sketch this out tonight and have a really good game.
The median scenario length is 4.5 hours, based according to the archive. So you're looking at medium to smallish. I would say it's probably fair. And a total playing hour time of about 65 hours. So to give you an idea of the total scope for the pack, all been well received. There's some good reviews from them. Obviously, balance is a little bit early to say for most of these right now. The one we're playing today is fairly tightly balanced. So we're going to be playing Currie's Favour. We can talk about that when we come to the.
They've really gone for the puns, haven't they?
They have, They have. That's right. Except for one of them, which we'll talk about, where they stole the name of our scenarios that we did in our deluxe pack. So
that was Ian's.
Ian Willie's. Fear Naught. And they grabbed that one.
Fuller's Follicles Alliteration. It's the English teacher coming out of here. There you go. This is one that I think you quite like the look of.
The Closer. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the Closer or the Closer.
It's the Closer.
Okay, all right. That sounds fine.
I mean, that is how you spell closer. But I think it's the Closer.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'm not going to argue with an English teacher. It looks really, really good, doesn't it? So you've got the heavy armour, you've got the big. Are they tigers? I'm not quite sure if they're tigers or they're the big tanks. So
this is a tiger.
So interesting. Okay, so I probably agree with you, but I've got counters as well that say Panzer Tiger on them that aren't these guys.
Oh really?
So I'm confused about that.
So the Panzer 5 is the Panther, and the Panzer 6 is the Tiger.
I thought it was the other way around, but anyway, I don't know. I always get it wrong. But anyway, we need to know more about tanks. We should learn.
Yeah. And of course, you got the Firefly.
Yes. Yeah.
So you got just 4 rubbish British Shermans. Well, very, very vulnerable British Shermans, and then another vulnerable British Sherman. At least
Yeah, they can punch a
hole in the tank.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks interesting. Lots of stuff going on. 5.5 turns. Germans trickling on. The same board again that we'll be doing here. They're coming on all from one edge, just kind of pushing through.
Yeah, it's the board we're playing on tonight, isn't it? That's right. Yeah,
with the Canadians defending. So possibly just a few days after this scenario here. The Germans. So
it's the same place, the same Lambert-Sadiv, and it's on the same board, which of course makes sense.
Yeah. So that's so maybe there's a way of playing the two.
I wonder if that board was even modelled on St Lambert's Sadiv.
Possibly.
It's possible, isn't it? Be interesting to know that. Pete, if you're listening.
I'm sure he is. Gary Thornbury subscribes to our channel. There's a superstar. We've got a celebrity. Wow. Not that all our other subscribers are celebrities.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Gary, big fan of your work.
Might have a glass of champagne tonight after the game. Okay. Good. Yes. So
they all look great.
They all look great.
I mean, I completely agree with you. I think every one of these scenarios looks good. A little bit of errata to be aware of. I think there's two scenarios have errata. One that we're playing today, Currie's favour.
And it'd be quite significant errata, wouldn't it? Really?
This one is, So this is. So I think it's both of them are things that it's got so it's worth checking. Just the edge of the maps are not quite right in terms of the entry areas for one of the sites. But other than that, I think it's all thumbs up for us.
Yeah, absolutely. It's brilliant.
I mean, we're interested in your feedback as well in terms of have you played many. I know they get played a lot at the more recent tournaments. There was a few that got played. So
they're perfect tournament-sized scenarios, aren't they, for the most part?
Exactly. And I do like this. This seems to be becoming a bit of a trend. I know the Death of Fascism pack had this as well with the purchasing of forces, just to kind of accentuate a little bit of the forces. I like that. So that's quite nice.
Gives an element of fog of war, but also gives you something to think about. A strategy before you get started.
And you can also mould it. So for example, today's scenario, we can talk about this a little bit. So you're attacking with 5 tanks, and you've got 6 squads, and you're trying to capture hexes around, or building hexes around the town square. And I'm intrigued because one of the options was a heavy machine gun for 3 points, one was a Panzerschreck for 3 points, and one was a medium machine gun, light machine gun, demo charge. Would you have gone for example, a heavy machine gun or a Panzerschreck? In terms of,
I think a heavy machine gun and a Panzerschreck is quite tempting. It just feels a little bit like you haven't got many. Sort of, you haven't got.
So would you go for one or the other?
No. See, I'm tempted to go for the expensive things.
Yeah.
A heavy machine gun and a Panzerschreck. That's 6 points.
Yeah.
Okay. They're very, very powerful weapons, but that means you haven't got the sort of like the light machine guns and the medium machine guns and things like that you would normally be spread around kind of thing. Yeah. So I think it's a very difficult decision. I honestly don't know what I would do.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about it at the end of when you find out.
Be interesting to find out. Yeah.
What do you think I've done?
I think you've gone for a heavy machine gun and a Panzerschreck.
Okay. All right.
But then I counted how many counters there are.
One of those counters. Oh, the worst. All right. Okay. So on to setups.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go. Okay, so here's my setup for Currie's favour as the defending Germans. The Canadians will be attacking along the south and the east edges of the map. There's an errata there, so it's not the south and the west edges as printed. And what I've got defending is an anti-aircraft gun and a mortar. The Canadians are trying to take up to 6 hexes around the town square, which is here, and they've got to try and take that number of hexes based on the turn number that they do it. So for example, on turn 5, they've got to have taken 5 of those hexes. I get to buy some additional points. I bought a heavy machine gun, a light machine gun, and a medium machine gun, so spending the 6 points. I didn't pick the Panzerschreck, which I could have done on the basis that I figure that my Panzerfaust capability will possibly be enough to hold the tanks at bay. The dummies down here are representing obviously the anti-aircraft gun or the mortar. There is a full squad under 2 concealment counters here, pretending to be a light machine gun or maybe a medium machine gun, trying to guard the edge here. Importantly for Martin, he doesn't have to bring on all his forces at the same time, so he can bring them on turn 2, turn 3. Now he'll probably bring them all on turn 1, but I think that's to my advantage. So if he does bring them on turn 2 or turn 3, it means that I don't get a chance to reposition based on where he's bringing them on. So it means I still have to guard the board edges. Other than that, it's going to be a case of reacting to where Martin comes on. There's a light machine gun, a full squad, and a 9-1 back in this hex here. The bocage obviously will play a big role in this. Key things to remember as a defender is that guns can't turn their covered arc and fire in the same time, and that includes if they keep rate of fire. So a lot slower to reposition for guns, and there's no real good places, I don't think, for the anti-aircraft gun. I'd be very interested to hear other people's opinions. I first of all thought about putting it here, trying to guard this area here, but I think it's too easily bypassable. I think at least back here, you know that the gun's always going to be part of the game. The mortar maybe not so much, but that's really there just to kind of guard against any kind of guys coming through the grain fields here. What it also does is has a good line of sight down the line of the road here, which might discourage the tanks from entering on that hex. Other than that, we'll see what happens. Let's see what Martin does.
Okay. All right. So this is the British setup. The big thing really is that an anti-aircraft gun, because if it is, it can probably shred most of my force straight off. I'm kind of gambling that's a dummy. If it isn't a dummy, I have got force that can perhaps take it out quickly, and then I've got the rest of the scenario not having to worry about it. I'm kind of worried about the CVP cap, because I think that's a nice easy way for the Germans to win quite easily, hitting 2 or 3 tanks with the anti-tank gun or the anti-aircraft gun, and that's it. It's kind of game over. So the idea is that we find out what's here, take it out quick if there's anything there. The leader in here with 3 elite squads can move all the way up to here and advance into there, kind of going around the back of his force. For tanks coming in from this direction, the whole idea is to kind of get into positions where they can kind of make it a little bit difficult for the Germans to reposition. So that's it really.
Alright.
End of turn 1.
Turn 1.
Yes.
So my ruse, did it work? I don't know if it worked.
Half and half, I suppose.
Half and half. So I caught a half squad, killed a half squad.
Killed a half squad, yeah. But lost a squad.
Lost a squad to a bit of a...
It's valuable to both of us, isn't it? Because I've only got 6, but you've only got 5.
5.5, yeah.
So I suppose I've come out slightly better. The one thing is there wasn't an anti-tank gun. I really was confident there wasn't going to... Sorry, the 88 anti-aircraft gun. I was confident it wasn't going to be there. But I was nervous. In fact,
had it been there, I think I'd have been laughing, wouldn't I? I mean, I could have had... Although, from that I can't turn and
exactly,
shoot.
and this is what I was thinking. You can't shoot both ways.
Right.
And the one just on that only moved 1 hex is safe from it.
Yeah.
Because you can't see it down the hex spines, can you?
Right.
So, yeah, there was a little bit of thinking.
So, okay, so, I mean, basically what happened there, so I've put 4 residual into the woods hex there.
Yeah.
Killed the half squad that came towards.
It was bypassing, wasn't it? Because he wanted to run through all the dummies. That weren't dummies.
And then you swung a tank round. It was one of the Stuarts, and you got a 2-up-1.
Yes.
Yeah. Rolled low. Failed morale check.
The other Stuart, I was ready to sacrifice. The one that went up there that came.
So you went past the gun.
Yeah.
Almost. You didn't even bother. You just kind of waved and then turned your tush to it.
I didn't think it was it, and I thought, do you know what though? If he fires, at least I know. Yeah. And I'll take the gun out early in the game because I think it's your most potent weapon. Yeah. But it was a dummy.
It was a dummy.
Yeah.
So my plan was to get you to divert some squads over there. I didn't expect you to divert your whole force in there, which is
so.
Which
Where
is fine.
did you think I would enter?
I thought you would enter probably through the back where you've come with your smaller force.
Yes.
And that was, and that's this. The guys that are concealed there are there to put you off coming up that. Avenue there. So obviously now they've not particularly done their job, but I get to reposition now.
Of course.
So now you've brought on all your forces.
Yes.
So you did have an option not to do that.
I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, okay, you did have an option not to.
Yeah.
So potentially you could have, you know, if we had read that cover, then you might have sort of waited to see where I repositioned.
Do a little bit of a reconnaissance.
Yeah. Now I don't know how valuable that is as a Canadian player.
Potentially losing a turn.
Yeah, it certainly helps me because I now know. Okay, all your forces are on board,
and you can move to meet them.
Yes. Yeah. So that has helped a little bit.
That's why I did want to have them move on in 2 places, albeit one's force stronger than the other.
Yeah.
And a part of the whole of that turn was to try and get that big stack, 8 hexes right near the centre of the town,
Yeah.
which they have. Now they're going to get there, but of course you get the chance to reposition to face that threat.
Yeah. Okay, then, all right, so turn 2, here we go.
Yep. So we made a mistake and we did a recording at the end of my turn.
Yeah, I think the cinnamon buns had something to do with it. And the stew, we had in honour of stew.
We did indeed.
So Stew's replays, that one's for you. We had some stew.
May even have a photo of it later.
There'll be a photo right now. There you go. So
we had your turn 1, the German turn 1, defending.
My turn 1 and my cinnamon buns, which weren't great, were they? They weren't great.
Well, I enjoyed eating them, but they were the wrong colour.
they were a bit pasty. Okay, so what happened? So I messed up with my concealment guys. I moved. I didn't realise there was line of sight. Highlighting now on the map. They got caught out by your 8-0 leader. Was it your 8-0 leader?
Yeah. But in every other respect, it was just a sort of skulky.
Yeah, it was just. I was always going to struggle to get them back anyway. Yeah. I couldn't really get them back that quickly.
You moved a concealed gun, which I now know is a mortar.
That's right.
It's obviously rolled. Yeah.
Yeah, and because we talked about the fact that my AA gun has to be limbered.
I believe that's the case. Yeah.
But regardless, because of the numbers that I rolled, you knew that
a 4, isn't it, for the anti-tank gun and stuff like that. Yeah.
So I just slightly repositioned the mortar.
Yeah.
And just kind of avoiding your acquisition shots that are coming in from the tanks, getting ready for you to push for the next turn.
That's what I'm planning to do.
Okay, let's do turn 2.
Turn 2.
Okay,
right.
So
finished turn 2.
That was a tough one for you, wasn't it? That was a tough one.
Yeah.
So you had a big decision, didn't you? You did brilliantly. You got your big stack of
right in the heart of the town.
Big stack of guys all the way around the back of the town.
I thought I was being very clever.
And ran in, didn't you? To you got to hex G8.
Yes.
And then we had some other fire. We had some other bits and pieces. My mortar then took on your
mortar crew.
My mortar first of all took on your.
That's right.
tank.
Yes. Yeah.
Hit on a 4. Roll a 4 then to immobilise.
That's right. Yeah.
Your guys passed the task check.
Yeah.
Can't believe your luck. Then you took a shot with your. Is it Stuart at the back there?
Yes.
With canister, broke your main armament.
That's right. It wasn't a canister shot actually because I'm too far away, but it made.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay.
But it malfunctioned.
All right. Yeah.
So actually, that one still potentially has canister.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Not going to try and repair it.
Yeah. And then we spotted that the mortar crew had line of sight to your big stack.
Yeah.
So you graciously dropped concealment.
That's right.
And then had the dilemma.
Yeah. Because I was ready to move adjacent to your heavy machine gun.
Yep.
8 up 3.
Yep.
I could live with that, and I could potentially go to 2 different hexes. But I wasn't prepared to take the 20 up 3.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So it turned out to have 3 squads and a 10-2 leader in there.
Yeah.
So then you did. You had to make a difficult decision there whether you were going to advance without your concealment or split your forces up.
I was considering doing what you said you would have done, which is
split all 3 up
in different directions.
Yeah.
But there was a risk of losing at least 2 of them.
Well, that's because I spun the NTS.
That would have been adjacent to one of them.
Yeah.
And potentially have another shot at the other. I mean, I could have lost all of them.
Yeah.
And I think then we'd be wondering whether it was worth carrying on.
Right.
So
so you pulled back.
I pulled back,
and I think that's not bad because those guys got so far through this. 2 turns. They were pretty much incredible distance.
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to kick myself because they're in such a good position, and you hadn't been able to respond in time. Now there's a response. Now you're in a much better position to deal with them now.
So that's right. So you pull back, you gain concealment, which was all fine. You played the safe move. That kind of gave me a chance to pull some guys around the immobilised tank. Then
you realise I had dummies on the far side. Didn't you?
we've both kind of you kind of. We questioned about whether my concealment, my gun swinging would lose concealment, and I said I think it does, and you said do I have to show you a real unit, and I said okay then, and you declined.
You see, I couldn't let you just take it off on the assumption that there was a real unit there.
Played very fairly
and I think there does have to be a unit for you to lose concealment. You're not going to lose concealment without something looking at you, and I can't see with anything else except the dummies.
Well, to be fair, you played graciously both both of those things. It's hurt you both times.
It has hurt me both times. Having said that, one benefit was that your 9-1, which is your only negative modifier leader, went to check.
That's right. He did just knock on the door,
and because of that,
didn't get a response.
He's still on the wrong side of the road.
He is. Yeah.
The squad took the dash and they made it.
And yeah, they took a shot.
Like machine gun.
Yeah, they took a shot against your. So what happens then? So I moved the crew adjacent to your tank. Trying to draw some fire. Actually, that's all I was trying to do from it. Thinking, okay, the crew's almost out of the game. And to try and get the light machine gun goes back. You ignored the crew. Light machine gun goes dashed across the road. You fired, no effect. I passed the morale check. The crew then were left adjacent to the tank.
Yeah, now they had a bit of a marginal shot with the Panzerfaust, didn't they?
We wasn't sure.
They only have it on a 2, I think. Is that right? The Panzerfaust?
Yeah. And
they had a Panzerfaust.
They had a Panzerfaust.
Yeah. Now I'm hull down.
You are hull down.
Yeah. It's advancing fire. It's a marginal shot.
Double one.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good shot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Burning wreck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what you were. ASL has no karma because you were not given any karma for any of your good actions there. You were punished.
It's all coming. It's all coming down.
It is coming.
So my threat.
Oh, and we've forgotten the sniper that you.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah.
The sniper hit your guarding unit. Yeah. So now they're broken. My prisoners have tried twice to think about attacking them.
And they got one more chance.
Yep, they have.
Oh no, unless I rally now. I might rally now, I suppose.
So they'll keep you entertained over that side.
Yes, the other thing that we forgot. I've forgotten.
What do we? I'm
sure there was something else we forgot. Oh right, I was just sort of saying that my threat from the south, which was a pile of dummies and 2 tanks, is almost completely non-existent now, isn't it? Because one tank's dead, the Sherman's dead. And the one with the canister has got a malfunction main arm, and I don't want to try and repair it.
Yeah, you've got
and
no
the dummies,
canisters.
now they're dummies. So
you don't often get an attacker that has so many dummies attacking with, and they were useful because that was a brilliant move, by the way. You certainly got my attention over that side.
You turned the gun. Even now, the gun's pointing in the wrong direction, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, you don't know because it's concealed, but.
Was when you concealed it. I mean, obviously, you can swing it back relatively easy. It's a fast turret. It's in open ground.
Yeah.
But
and my mortar's not possessed, so there's all sorts of
and malfunctioned.
Yes, and malfunctioned. The mortar had a rate of fire. Tried again, malfunctioned straight away. All right, so that's where we are.
Yes.
So turn 3 coming up.
Yeah.
The good news was you could never win at this turn anyway. So
that's true.
You're certainly on the curve right now.
Brilliant. Right, let's go.
Okay. So that swung a bit, didn't it?
It swung back my way a little bit. Yep. So my turn first, I suppose. The 10-2
went through my guys like a knife through butter. A hot knife through butter.
In fact, there were 2 close combats that I got ambush in.
Yep.
And they went in, kept concealment, and went back out again, didn't they?
I kept the guys that you thought were dummies in the smoke. You smoked my guys that you thought were dummies,
and I nearly withdrew from close combat.
Yeah, so you timed the close combat a little bit probably wrong, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
So you did the close combat first without the concealed squad.
Yeah.
You won that. You ambushed me, won it.
Yes.
Tried to jump out and then considered jumping into another hex.
What I was completely convinced was dummies.
You were convinced with dummies.
And I thought I'd be safe in there because the smoke. And as it happens, you've had a very effective shot in your turn against that hex. So it's a good job.
Yeah. So you didn't jump into the hex because you would have been eliminated at that point. So you didn't jump into that hex in the withdrawal. Yeah. Then we had the ambush in there. I won the ambush. I withdrew. So then I had my medium machine gun with no leader adjacent to your guys in the stone building in smoke. Yeah. So I could have taken the shot there.
16 plus 5. Yeah.
Opportunity fired.
Yeah, and I thought, what's he up to?
Yeah,
that shot's not going to get any better. Not going to get any better. Yeah.
And then I ran the leader from
the
backfield.
Leader.
Yeah.
It gives them 2 benefits, doesn't it? Because they won't cower.
That's right.
And they
And I was rewarded because I rolled a double 2, so not only did not cower, got a better shot, broke your guys, and
the ELR'd.
And the ELR'd as well.
They've had to withdraw backwards.
My prisoners 4 times have failed to attack the guards. So that's
and it may be their last chance because I'm going to.
So now you've got to choose. You can choose between rallying your squad, or you can choose to transfer the prisoners.
I think I'm going to transfer the prisoners because I just don't want
to. Okay.
That's the plan. That's the plan at the moment.
Okay.
But actually, things seem to be going quite well. You've had quite a lot of casualties now.
Yep.
But that 88mm gun is a nightmare for the infantry.
Yep.
Even with a 10-2 lead, I'm very nervous of
Yep.
approaching it adjacent.
Yep. Yep.
I need to approach it from more than one direction.
Yep.
Put some effective fire on it without giving you some CVP. I don't know how that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And at the end of next turn, it's turn 4.
Yep.
If I have 4 hexes adjacent to the marketplace, I win. It's looking a bit difficult for me to achieve that this turn.
Right.
But I think that's quite interesting because it is achievable.
Yep.
It just looks a little bit unlikely.
Yep.
If I don't quite make, so it makes this turn reasonably tense, but then turn 5 it's also going to be close. It's kind of like this sort of
it's getting tougher and tougher, isn't it?
There's 3 last turns though. Do you see what I mean? So the tension.
Yep. Nice scenario, isn't it? Nice scenario.
So.
Yeah, it's good. All right, okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, it's rough out there, isn't it? It's rough.
Let's start now.
Should we start?
I'm not so enthusiastic about talking about this turn.
Well, look, listen. Yeah. I mean, you are still by far.
I'm in pole position.
You are in pole position.
In pole position.
However,
we finished turn
4,
and I am in control of 2. Although I was in control of 3 at the end of my turn.
Yeah. My sniper got Barker as
Sergeant Barker, my granddad.
It was dead. And he managed to break your squad as well because they were very upset to see you.
Yeah, and it's caused a little bit. All of a sudden, it looks a little bit dodgy down there, doesn't it? In fact,
I have so little stuff left.
That's the problem you've got.
I think I've got was it 2 half squads, a crew, and the 88. I think that's pretty much it.
I think the big news really was moving the tank with a malfunctioned main armament into the hex of your 88.
Yeah,
and it.
So you did a very good job. So you came up from the back of against the 88.
Yeah.
The 88 decided not to turn and spin just because you were moving. I thought you were going to get the hex, and I thought, okay. Now I think in hindsight, perhaps turning the turret. You think Panzerfaust against them?
Possibly.
I wanted to kind of keep the rate of fire arguably for the. I thought if I could keep rate of fire of the gun,
That's true.
then it would still be good.
Yeah.
So the gun missed. You missed your shots. And then close combat came around.
Yes.
The crew decided they don't need an 88. They'll use their fists.
Yes. Is that how you got it? That's how you got it, isn't it? And it was a burning wreck. Yeah.
It was eliminated.
That's right. Yeah.
Eliminated.
And it was a burning wreck. So you got all the points for that as well.
No. Sorry. No, it was immobilised. A lot of 4, and then the 88 hit it.
That's right. Yeah. In your prep fire phase. Yeah. Which is extra points for you, and it's good for you. But of course, you're smoked now.
Yes, I am smoked.
So it does make that 88 much less effective. Yeah. The problem I've got still is I threw everything at that anti-tank gun, including giving they got one morale check, didn't they, and stuff like that.
Yeah, you rolled a 3, I rolled a 3. You were furious.
That's ridiculous. How you rolled a 3? And in fact, one of the shots at it is what activated the sniper that broke everything on the whole flank. So you're
going to be fine. You're going to be fine on this one.
I think so. I think it looks okay for me.
Yeah.
But it's not certain.
It's not certain, but it's not many miles away. I think you're going to be okay.
The very interesting is that every turn is an end. Is a last turn.
Yep. Yeah. That is nice about it. It is good. You see. I mean, I think that I'm on 13 CVP. Sorry, more than that now because of your leader. So. Your sniper leader.
Did we not count him?
We haven't put him on.
Right. So it's only 1 tank away from.
1 tank away.
I can't afford to take any risks with tanks now.
And that tank is doing something because it's going to be. As soon as it starts, it might be a target.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're 1 dice roll away.
Wow.
There we go.
It's going to be exciting. We didn't mention we're getting an extra leader.
No, well, you rolled in with a 10-2 concealed. I mean, you could have banged steel drums and you'd still got the ambush there.
Yes.
And then you rolled a snake eyes on it as well.
Yeah.
And generated another 8-1 leader.
Who's been busy killing you in close combat as well?
Do you remember how Barker went down? That's how I'm going to explain now. Just more points for me to get. So so I'm on 15 points. Yeah. So okay. So
it's very.
It is close. It is close. Let's see how it goes.
See how it goes. Turn
5. Turn 5.
Okay.
So we are in the 5th turn.
Yeah.
We've got to final fire for the Germans. Basically, it's all down to this anti-tank gun here, which has got a fire at this. Is it Stuart?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's going to be 7s to hit. We've got 10 basic. We've got +3 for the blaze. We've got range and small target. That's about it.
Yeah.
It's looking pretty good. They've shrugged off two morale checks, and
your crew have been ridiculous.
Yeah, they've done well.
Yeah. I think the thing is that you destroy this Stuart, which is looking relatively likely, and you win.
Yep.
If you don't, there's a very good chance I'll win.
Yep.
Isn't there?
Agreed.
I think that's the truth. Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. We're rolling now for to hit for the anti-aircraft gun against the Stuart. Hits. Okay.
In the hull.
In the hull.
Right. I mean,
the
88 is quite a high to kill number, I think.
I think it is as well, but we'll roll it and see.
It's apparently a 12, it says here. Is the 88 L single L? Only the single L.
Only single L.
So it's only 20.
Okay.
So I have got a frontal armour of 6.
Okay, so 14 or less. But no, crew survival will give you the extra 2 points.
That's true. And a dud.
Yeah. Okay, so it's only a kill.
So there is these are dreadful for crew survival.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
It's crew survival of 4. So this
Okay, right, yeah.
So 4 to get the crew out.
Yeah. You've won, Dave. You've won.
Sorry, Dave.
Well done.
Game. I was just saying now, I didn't really feel like I deserved that.
Yeah, you said.
I think with a force of a crew and 2 half squads and another crew wandering around without their mortar.
Yeah.
I think I got lucky with the Panzerfaust against your first tank.
That's true.
That was lucky.
Yeah.
I got lucky against your 10-2 taking the shots. I think you had every right to break that gun crew at the end there.
Yeah.
And you also because you were just rallying almost everything that was broken that needed to be coming back was coming back as well at the time. So had you not have got the if I'd rolled less than a 7 or greater than a 7, sorry, on the anti-aircraft gun, then I think you've got. What did you have? 1 more to?
Yes. So I'm in control of 3. I can easily advance into a 4th. And I would have to go into close combat with
against a leader,
a leader and a half squad.
Yeah.
With a full squad
that was concealed. With
a -1 leader in there.
Yeah.
And I haven't. Yeah, that's right. So
that's pretty. I mean, I feel lucky. I don't feel like I really deserve that. But you've pretty much won that. No, I mean in terms of it was as good as a win for you as well. You feel
I think it was a game that swung around a fair bit. And actually, I think the point at which I sort of lost it, I think was in turn 2 when I missed that I was going to lose concealment with the crew from the mortar.
Do you know something? But I think
lost a lot of.
Well, okay, but I think you gained concealment on that one. So you're thinking if you'd have kept concealment.
So had I been able to be that far into the town
with
concealed,
yeah.
Because I lost momentum there, I think, and you brought a lot of guys back that I had to deal with one by one.
Yeah, I don't think I was ever on top anywhere, and I think you did bring your tanks in very close, and that's always going to. And even when I said it, I think when we started this turn, I thought I was miles away from the CVP because 20 feels like 4 tanks away, and actually 3 tanks away, and I got lucky with the sniper.
Yeah.
I mean, Barker lost it for you, really.
Yeah, no, typical Barker. Yeah, I thought I did all right with the tanks. I got 2 malfunctions. One of the malfunctions was my own fault, but I suppose the other one was...
It's not your own fault.
Well, no, because I intensified it, and it was probably wasn't a great idea. The other one I can't complain about, and I can't complain about the one I did myself, but I thought I did. I was doing all right with the tanks. Yeah.
I liked you driving around the back of the anti-aircraft. I thought that was really good.
That was a really good move, I think.
Yeah, it was good. And that was a good way to demonstrate that actually one tank against what is a devastating weapon actually could deal with it pretty much okay. I got lucky. I got ridiculously on the close combat.
And we were talking about this just after. There were other things I could have done. I didn't think to do. Smoke dispensers.
Yeah, smoke dispensers on that tank that got shot. Yeah, firing smoke at the gun rather than trying to break the crew was possibly a better.
Possibly, but they were already smoked. You see, so I was just thinking. Right, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because does it only go to if you got a blaze and then you put a smoke inside that blaze?
I'm guessing it's cumulative. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So
certainly take it up to 3.
Okay. Yeah. At least. Yeah. So give me an extra pip, which would have been enough to miss that shot.
Actually, that's true.
That's right. Yeah. And potentially your tank that didn't overrun, but effectively overrun my gun. Yeah. If you stay in motion there,
yeah,
it wouldn't have the close combat wouldn't have worked against you. Because the only negative modifier you were missing was a motion tank, and that would have done enough as well. Just keep that gun from that firing outwards.
Yeah, exactly. And I could have fired in immunity,
made more difficult.
captured buildings and things like that.
Yeah.
That 10-2 was very powerful, wasn't it?
Was good, wasn't it? Was
just
good.
Mincing.
The thing is, with a 4 sniper, he's always going to be, and potentially, the other thing, which I'm not sure would have been great, but thinking about potentially keeping your tank's crew exposed, not necessarily just for the sniper bait, which I think is perhaps dangerous for the one snipers, but for getting those extra hits on the guns and things like that. Everything's safe, because I wasn't firing any small arms at them. There was no real small arms fire against them.
That's true.
But I think your manoeuvre was really good. Your attack with the dummies was fantastic. I think that was something that got me completely forward.
Yeah.
And was a really good aspect of this scenario where you could use the dummies effectively on the attack.
Yeah.
So good scenario. Good.
I
Enjoyed
think
it.
so. Very enjoyable.
I mean, exactly like you said. It's got almost like 2-3 turns.
Yeah.
As the last turn.
Which is very exciting. A very clever sort of mechanism. Yeah. We're even again.
We are 6. Yeah, that's what everybody wants. That's what everybody wants. Excellent. Okay, well, thank you for the game. I enjoyed that. As we say, thank you for your combat. We'll make it a thing. Okay, so no game for us next week because it's half term.
Yes, that's
right. So we can't do that. Our schedules unfortunately don't quite sort out. We've got kids and stuff to sort out.
So you're going to be busy.
I'm going to be busy because the Scenario Archive is going to go live next week. So look out for a message from me on the archive to say don't update anything. It should only take maybe 3 or 4 hours to get everything across to the other server.
But anything that you update in that time might be lost.
Yeah, so basically as soon as you see that message on the archive, don't update anything more. That's one thing.
Have the evening off.
Yeah.
And make a nice cup of tea.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. That's what everybody wants. By the way, I did get all the Forgotten War guns and vehicles onto the archive as well, thanks to our good friend Reed Hutchison. Reed or Richard, I still don't understand, because he sends an email from Richard Hutchison and then he signs it off Reed. So I don't know if that's I don't understand. Okay. But anyway, Reed, Richard, thank you for the guns and the armour. They're all now in the archive.
So we're hoping in 2 weeks' time to play dinner.
That's right. So I'm waiting for it still. It's on pre-order. Obviously, it's got to get from MMP's factory, MMP down to Second Chance Games. Second Chance Games, they got sent to me. So I'm hoping that will come through. But I've also got the Winter Offensive bonus all on the same order. So I'm waiting the bonus packs. So I've got, I think, because I didn't have the deluxe balls, the number 9 either. So I'm waiting for that and the newest one. So there's 3 of them that I'm waiting for. As soon as we get that, we'll break that out and perhaps we'll have a game of Dinon.
Yeah. What about an unboxing? Do we all
absolutely,
do an unboxing?
yes, we will. We will. I'm sure we'll be the last.
A review. We're the last,
yeah. We'll have the last. Everyone will tell us.
Some very good unboxings already. I watched one just yesterday.
There are, but everybody else has seen it.
Well, perhaps more of a review than an unboxing.
No, just act surprised.
Yeah.
Act like you don't know what's inside it. Okay. Anything else?
We were going to just mention that Rob's going to get.
Robbie's going to get the pack, so we'll be in touch with that.
And we have his address already.
No, we pretended we won't have it. No, I don't think we have.
Okay, so he's going to get that to us hopefully.
That's right. So thanks again to the patrons, and if you want a chance of winning the next Patreon award,
which is at 30
patrons, we're very close to 4 away now. So if you sign up, you have a chance to win one of. I'll put Le Frantier from the Stellar pack in. Yeah. I'll do a March Madness, or I'll do a Winter Offensive bonus pack. Your choice, and we'll pick
amazing price.
Yeah, we'll pick a scenario from that. Okay. So that's what we do.
That's super.
If you get a chance to play test Martin's scenario, that would be great.
Please do, and don't be coy. Tell us what you really think, because. We're not precious about it. The more high quality feedback we get, the more chance we have of the final product being a good one.
And the plan, I think, just to mention that the plan is really to try and do one of these a month. To try and put them all towards a pack, and then have that pack out. Patrons will obviously get a copy of that pack. And maybe we'll just charge postage or whatever, so we don't go bankrupt. But other than that, we can get that out to people, and maybe we can put it on the archive as well as a thing to sell on afterwards.
Okay, cool.
So thanks again for all your support. Thanks Martin for the game.
Thank you.
That was a good close game.
See you in a couple of weeks time.
Enjoy the break. Have a nice holiday. Okay, cheers then.
Bye.
Bye.